Well, hello there, everybody. I just wanted to record this. We'll call this a state of the game as I look down at my microphone and make sure the microphone and see that I'm on. I am on, so good. So I just wanted to record, and we're going to do this every month where I'm going to record what we'll call a state of the game series and keep you posted on things on a month to month basis, just like some of the other prominent sports gaming channels do. I do this on May 31st, 2020 at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And on this day, all hell is breaking loose in the country as if the virus that really caused me to start this channel to begin with, 4:45 in the afternoon, I will point out, uh, as if the virus that really got me started on this channel venture, when all the sports disappeared on March 11th, the night the NBA shut down and hasn't come back since, and the night that in the preceding nights, the nights that came afterwards, I should say, the NHL, college basketball, baseball, they've all disappeared and haven't returned since. NASCAR has come back, but in a limited capacity where you can't attend a race, but they've been having a bunch of races. They're having a race in Bristol, Tennessee as I record this, but the reason why I did this was I was noticing the boom in sports gaming in the absence of real sports, and that caused me to want to do this channel. And we have been doing. I have been doing this channel a month now. No, I don't have a mouse in my pocket. I have paper towel because I always seem to have a runny nose with the air conditioning in this house. But that's another matter entirely. And because of the events that the world is facing. And who knew a few days ago we'd be facing a whole new set of circumstances with what happened with the police officers killing an African American in Minneapolis and what that has led to with as I look to the left and I look at my TV monitor here and I look at Fox News, the riots that are going on all over the country. And I do not mean that as a political statement of any kind. I am just stating what the facts are as of almost 5 o'clock on May 31st. The world, you never know what's going to happen from one day to the next, especially these past 3 months. I mean, who thought 3 months ago that we were going to have a situation where all sports in this country would be terminated, and the only thing that has come back, like I said, is NASCAR, and that's why I started all these projects. The Hometown Football League has been the most prominent project that I've started, and that's with the use of Action PC Football. Dave Koch Sports, God bless you, sir. You up in Wisconsin for putting this game together and cultivating it the last 3 decades. I think it's that and Second and Ten. I think are by far the best football games out there. And I got the historical set for the purpose of answering the question. Okay, not which team was the best of all time, because that's something you could perpetually argue. I was this idea of the hometown football league came about. I was pittering around with out of the park baseball a few years ago, and they always seem to have a roster set that that would try to answer the question. Okay, which franchise was the best of all time? Was it the Yankees? Probably. Was it the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Cardinals? Name your favorite team. And I always thought, okay, well that's one question you could answer, but I've always thought, okay, which city has had the base baseball over the years? And long before I ever thought of doing this on YouTube, I looked at I put this together on Out of the Park Baseball, where you just take the best players ever to play in New York. Now imagine Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Duke Snyder, Tom Seaver, all on one team. And of course, New York won that. You'd be surprised that in the one simulation I did, Philadelphia, I put like the Eastern teams, the Northeast teams in an Eastern division, the Southern teams in the Southern division. I didn't do leagues. I didn't do American National Leagues. I just did Northeast, Southwest, and it wound up being New York and Philadelphia went all the way to the end as a wild card, and New York actually got taken to 7 games the way I did it. And you could do it many ways. You could do the project many ways, and uh, that's how I did it with baseball. And I thought football would be another perfect sport for a hometown league, where you take all the great players who ever played for New York, or all the great players that ever played with Los Angeles or San Francisco, Oakland, or Chicago, because Chicago at one point had more than one team. uh, the Baltimore teams, the Houston teams, and you could just go on and on and on with that. So that was one project. Another project I've always wanted to do was with the perfect team that Out of the Park Baseball has been doing as of the more recent years with 19, 20, and now 21. So we were doing that. Franchise hockey manager, well, that was just kind of more of a whim sort of thing, as the $1,200 that a lot of Americans got. I got $1,200, stimulus money, and of course they're arguing now about whether or not we will get more stimulus money, and it's looking more and more likely that we won't. But again, I don't say that to be political. I just say that as someone who tries to interpret the facts. We do I do some off the beaten path projects like we did Kerbal. I did Kerbal Space Program earlier this week to kind of salute the SpaceX launch, and boy, did that get overlooked by the events going on in Minneapolis and now in every major city in the country. And I'm in the Tampa St. Petersburg area, and Tampa got hit last night, Saturday night, and there were peaceful protests, thank God, in St. Petersburg. It's a little closer to me, but I'm not really in an area where I'm in danger. I don't live in a big city. I live in the burbs, so thank God for that. Um, what else is there? Oh, one of the projects that I wanted to mention here. Like I said, we did off the beaten path, and we're going to do a few more. I'm going to do a few more off the beaten path since this is my channel and I'm the only one here, and I don't know why I keep saying we. Grand Slam Wrestling, which is a federation that I have been working on the last 2.5 years. Again, long before I thought about doing this project. I'm going to debut that on here probably tomorrow, June 1st. Like I said, I wanted to do this sooner rather than later, but with world events being what they are, I want to take the chance to take these world events in and make sure that everything will still be here. That's another thing. There have been fights about whether or not Twitter should be shut down. And if Twitter could be shut down, could YouTube be shut down? Could Facebook be shut down? These are questions that seem inconceivable to be asking a few short weeks, a few short days, a few short months ago. And every day you got to ask, what if? Okay, what if this happens? What if that happens? Uh, and this is one social media is one of those areas where you got to ask the question: will it still be here tomorrow? Will it still be here next week? Will it still be here next month? The answer would seem to be yes, but there have been so many unpredictable things that have happened as of late that who knows? So Grand Slam Wrestling, I want to bring to YouTube, and I want to bring wrestling's finest to YouTube, because some of the creators of this content do wrestling. Dave Little, for instance. Hello, Dave. How are you? We've had 12 subscribers so far, which I think is great for a channel that just got started. And I hope we can get some more of you in here to follow what I do. We'll try to do a HTFL game every day but Sunday. And I've been trying to follow in the footsteps of Dave Gardner and Ron Juckett and Al Red Sox fan, and try to do what they do successfully. Try to put my own spin on it. And I do want to follow this HTFL project, even if it takes 8, nine, 10 months, a year to do. I still want to do it, and I still look forward to doing every game. When losing teams play, I will just let the AI commentator do most of the talking for me. But on the big games, I'm going to do them. Kind of like how you don't have Joe Buck or you don't have Jim Nance doing you know teams that are losing. I just want when we have losing teams doing battle, I want to take a break, and that's kind of what I hope I can do with this project. And if it takes, it's going to be a lot of games. I'm going to try to do every game, unless I have technical issues and I can't do every game. Uh, Out of the park baseball, we're gonna, I can fluctuate when I do that. And, sometimes we're gonna do it like once every. I'm going to do it like once. There I go with the wheeze again. Once every 2-3 days. But there was a stretch this week where I did it like say Wednesday, and I didn't get back to it till today. Franchise Hockey Manager will intersperse here and there, doing the 7980 Hartford Whalers. And if there are other projects that come along, and if I have time to do them, we'll get them done. Again, I use we when I should be using me. See, that's what I got to work on. I would love. I'm not very proficient on Zoom or Skype because I really don't have anybody to interact with to use that. But if I could ever figure out how to do it, I would love to do what Dave and Al Red Sox fan do and chat with some people on here. I have one monitor. We just got a brand new computer. I just got a brand new computer, a desktop, and which I'm holding in my hand over here. Hello, everybody. Um, and I'm hoping to save up and get a second monitor so we could do more live streaming. We again, me. See, I keep doing that. I keep doing that. It's stupid. Anyway, like I said, I'm just peering over here and looking, well, what's going on. Riots all over the place and protests. Fine. But don't be violent. Don't be stupid. A lot of stupidity out there, and I just wish it would stop. Let's let the legal process work out. Um, it's bad enough we went through this with coronavirus. It just seems that we have a different kind of virus breaking out now with this all these violent protests going on. Just stop it. That's all I would say on that front. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You know, we're all in this together, and just gotta hope for the best. And don't know where we're going to be tomorrow, so that's why I put this World of Sports Sims together to try to entertain you, to try to get you through these rough times, and we're all going through them in one form or another. And that's why I do these games, to try to keep you all entertained. And I kind of like walking through them myself, and I just thought I would share this, share these discoveries. I've been playing games going back, I want to say like to 1986 or 87. Sherco Grand Slam Baseball. I've mentioned this before. Was the first game I ever got. Reading Street. I used to love reading Street and Smith's sports magazines, and they would preview the baseball season, the college basketball season, the college football season, and you would see ads for these games. Stratomatic has always been like the king. The baseball game has always been like the king, but although I've never played it, I've played Pursue the Pennant. Pursue the Pennant was really the next game I got into because kids I went to at Largo High School in Largo, Florida, which is west of Tampa and north of St. Pete, where Tropicana Field is. These days, they were just building it when I was going to high school. Were telling me, "Oh, that's a good game." And I was like, "Okay, well, okay. If every batter has a card, okay, then how do you do pitchers? Oh, they have like generic cards. They'll have like a number one card if they're a very weak hitting pitcher, or if they're a good hitting pitcher, maybe out of 10 they have like an 8, 9, or 10, and you just use those cards. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out someday. So one day I got Pursue the Pennant, and there was a hobby shop store on Fort Harrison in Clearwater, which is just a little south of downtown Clearwater if you know anything about the Church of Scientology, and again, I'm not trying to be political here, I'm just pointing it out. This is where it is, the Fort Harrison Hotel. It was just maybe a mile or two south. As I look and see how much time I'm taking, 15 minutes. I want to try to go maybe 20 to 25 minutes on this entry. The Fort Harrison Hotel was like about a mile or two south of the Fort Harrison Hotel. There was this hobby store, and you could get title bout championship boxing, and so I got that. And you get all these board games from Avalon Hill. They seem to like have every Avalon Hill game ever invented. Although first football game I ever got was Status Pro Football back in 1987, and I got that from a Sports Illustrated ad. We used to have in the summer of '87. This was before I was a junior in high school. I got Sports Illustrated. My mother wanted me to have Sports Illustrated at one point at one point she was separated from my father. Anyway, so it kind of graduated from there, and I had a Nintendo and would play the baseball games and the hockey games and the basketball games. If there was a sports game, I got it. And then Sega Genesis came along, then PlayStation 2. Last time I got a video game for sports was Xbox 360. I haven't gotten a PlayStation 4, nor the Xbox One, nor do I want to get them. I just think it's financially consuming to get like a Madden and spend $60 getting the next Madden. I think computer games like Out of the Park Baseball, yeah, you're spending $40 a year, but you get every season. Ditto with second and 10 football. You get every season professionally going back to 1933, and you get a lot of college football seasons. So you got to find the bargains out there, and I think with sports computing games, which are basically board games on the PC, you get better bargains. So that's pretty much where I am. I just wanted to go through my projects as I have, and just wanted to go through them all as I continue to look at the TV monitors and watch everything going on in our world. And it's sad, but I kind of have a feeling that this is going to lead to something better happening for our country. I hope so. I truly do. I really don't want to see our country going on like this. But like I said, I do not say this to be political. I say this to be an observer of what is happening and to try to keep a fair mind as to what's happening. So that's going to do it for this month's edition of what I will call the state of play. And I hope you all enjoyed this entry and got to see me on camera here, such as I am. And we'll do it again next month. We'll try to do these on the last Sunday of each month going forward. Take care, everybody. God bless. And we'll do it all again real soon. Bye bye for now.